Live with the Creativity Cave. I'm Dina Rico, and I'm super excited to see you guys. It's been a hot minute because I was in Vegas, baby, last week. I just got to get my Stampin' Lips on. We had a really great trip. I think it's exactly what all of us needed. So it was super great to be together with Kelly and Barb and all of our friends who we see at these events. And we had a lovely little adventure, which was kind of fun. We ended up renting a car and going outside of the casino. We weren't on the strip. We were at a place a ways from the strip, so which was great because I'm not really a Vegas person, and we did not spend much time in the casino. We did go. I think Barb broke even, but Kelly and I lost money, so I'm just not a fan of the gambling. Just saying. So anyway, it is wonderful to see you all here. Thank you guys for joining me today. I love seeing where you are all from. It was lovely to be out of my little my little Iowa bubble, I will say. Let's see. Oh my. Dodie got her credit card stolen. I'm so sorry. That's just no fun at all. Goodness. Sorry. I'm just reading the comments. Those are no fun. Let's see what else. Okay. So my son, this is kind of funny, sort of. Well, we were getting ready to come home. My son was running in the NCAA Midwest Championship meet, I guess. Is that what the name of it was? I think. It was in Oklahoma, and I considered changing my trip to try and get there, but it was going to cost an exorbitant amount of money, and it was still going to be difficult to make it all happen. So I decided not to do it, and he was fine with that. It was his last meet, and the weird thing, and I don't understand why they do this. So they run 8K for their meets, like the whole time. And then this time they ran 10K. So he's never run a 10K before. Not a fan, I would say. He did not like it, but he finished. But he was also running with a guy he ran with in high school. He was on Carl's team and a year older. So he was kind of a mentor for Carl, and Carl really liked this guy, and he runs for the University of Iowa. And so Carl ran literally next to him for a while, but also, was in the same meet. Well, his parents were there. And so they cheered Carl on, and she was so sweet. She was texting me all these pictures and videos even of the race. So I felt almost like I was there. And I was really proud of her too, because she had a video of her yelling. And I said, thank you for channeling the loud mom cheer, because that's my thing. Anyway, so he is officially done with cross country season. So I think he's very, very happy about that. It's been a very long season. And it also makes me giggle too, because I said, well, how big of a break are you going to take? And he said, well, I'll be off for 5 days. And I'm like, oh my gosh, 5 days. So anyway, he's I think excited to come home for Thanksgiving. So we were going to go to my sister's house, but my sister has been traveling just an insane amount for work, and she's got 5 more trips before the year is over. 5. which there's not that much of the year left. And so we all agreed that we would stay here. We usually go up to her house and then she comes down here for New Year's. And so we're just going to stay home because she just said, I don't think I can pull it off. And I'm usually the one who cooks, by the way, but I think it was just too much. And it would have been a whole bunch of us coming over. So we are just on our own, which I'm actually okay with. I think that will be all right. So this is funny too, because as this was happening, I'm texting Carl and he goes, well, I was going to surprise you and come home on Friday. It was like, what? And apparently his classes for Monday and Tuesday were already getting canceled anyway. So he's coming home this Friday, which would have definitely been a big surprise. He wanted to surprise me, but that's all right. So at any rate, I'm looking forward to seeing him. And I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving, which I kept thinking was this week, but it's next week. Thank goodness. I think we can all agree having an extra week between now and Thanksgiving is a good thing. So anyway, I would love to hear what your plans are for Thanksgiving. Can you see my cowgirl hat? Yes, I think so. Well, okay, I know I wore it down here. But the question is, what did I do with it? Huh. Well, I think so. I had a little panic here as I was getting ready for my live because I couldn't find something. But now, well, ah, I did find it. Okay, so yeah, so you obviously know that we got to make cowgirl hats. That was one of the things for our final event. So this is my hat. I'll put it on. I showed my husband and he said, "Oh, you look like Beth." And I was like, "Beth who?" And he said, "Dutton." And I go, is that like is that a compliment? Like what, Beth when she's nice or Beth when she's scary? He said nice. So anyway, this is my hat, but I really like it. Ooh, let's fix the hair. I really do like it. It's really cool. And then it's got the Stampin' Up brand. So we waited a long, long, long time to get this. So it was quite a popular activity, as you can imagine. But our final event, we all got to make a hat. So I think that's pretty cool. I don't really have big plans to wear mine. It just doesn't come up a lot in my life. But I'm excited to put it like on the wall here in my office somewhere. I'm a little sad though, because I had a cute little brown feather too. And they said, do you want us to glue it in? And I said, no, because, you know, I thought, oh, that way I could get it home. But, it was like a brown feather with spots. Like you can see, here's like a little teeny piece of it. But it fell off on our walk back to our room. And I don't know how that happened either. I don't know. We were so tired. It was really funny. I think we all needed to just get away and relax. Because the first night, Kelly and Barb got into town a little bit before I did. And we were like in bed by like, I don't know, 7. I mean, that's 9 my time, but it was pretty sad and pathetic. And then the next night, I think we stayed up a little later, but not much. And then we stayed up till like 11 one night, and that was like crazy. But anyway, we did have a lovely time. Nothing crazy happened, but apparently, Kelly said that an iguana type creature attacked me and almost ate me, and that is absolutely not true. It was not true. Now, keep in mind, as I tell this story, that there was a snake in my house, my cabin, like in the wall of my cabin. Well, the door frame anyway. And so I am a little on edge as it comes to slithery type things, as we all are, right? But apparently, she told people that it almost ate me. I don't know. That's not true. I will admit, though, that I might have squealed a little. So we're standing, okay, this is kind of funny. So we're at this place called, let's see, actually, I have a picture of it because otherwise I will tell you the wrong thing. And I always want to call it the Ring of Fire, but I know that's not true. The Valley of Fire State Park. Okay, it's really pretty. And we drove out there in our rental car and we get there and the first place we stopped to take pictures, well, I guess the second place, because we took a picture of like the sign so we knew where we were. I always think that's good to take a picture of where you are so you can remember. Anyway, so our first like official stop in this state park was at these rocks, and they were called, I want to say they called the beehives. Yeah, the beehives. And it's just like a rock formation with the different layers of rock. And it was super pretty with these little stacks of rocks, right? And so there were people taking pictures. Like there was this very cute family and it looked like it was a wedding or something to that effect because they were dressed up, and so they had a photographer, like a professional photographer, and then there were these two guys and a girl taking pictures. And they were not like Native American speakers. They were, or English speakers. They were, I think they might have been French, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, so they were taking pictures and they were, let's just say, just wearing shorts. Anyway, so I took a picture of the surroundings, whatever they were. And so we're standing there kind of watching them, and then they're like flexing and stuff. So that was kind of funny. And then the other guy goes to get his picture taken. And so he was kind of bashful getting up there, and then he took his shirt off. And then all of a sudden, Barb and I hear this noise, and I can't remember if Kelly was right there or not. I don't know what she was doing at that point. But anyway, so I hear this slithery noise, and out comes this iguana thing. You know, in its long tail, it kind of looked, I don't know, it all happened so fast. And I'm sure I squealed, but I'm pretty sure Barb did too. Anyway, it freaked me out, and this is what we saw. I'll show you my picture. It was huge. You're going to see my face in here because it's just so my video doesn't go away. Okay, and when I say huge, I'm saying like it was this big around. It was pretty big. And it went by so fast and it made noise. And I should have prefaced by telling you that, of course, I always enjoy seeing wildlife on our trips. I'm with Kelly, obviously, that's what we do. And Barb, of course. But, you know, Kelly and I are like wildlife spotters whenever we drive to Barb's house. So this thing goes by, and we had this little booklet, you know, when you go into a state park or a national park, they give you like a little informational thing. And it said that the wildlife that you would see most likely were Gila monsters, which I'm pretty sure like kill you, and rattlesnakes, which I'm also pretty sure will kill you, and then like a couple other little things. So when this thing went by, I was pretty sure like death was upon me. I'm just saying. But anyway, so then it sunned itself on this rock and I could take a picture of it. But it was kind of funny because I think I did squeal like a little girl. And you know what? So be it. I stand by my squeals. It was so gross because I didn't know if it was going to kill us or not, but like it said in the thing that they were deadly, so I wasn't going to invite it over for some cake. I don't know. Is that an iguana? I'm not sure. It seemed like it was bigger or deadlier than that. I don't know. Oh, goodness. And yes, it is super hot in the summer. I think it would like I mean it was really nice. I don't think we would have made it on this little adventure if it was super hot. My son had an iguana about that size. We won't even talk about the corn snake that was loose in my attic for a month. Oh my gosh. Patricia, do you still live in this house? You did not burn it down? Because that clearly is the only answer. Oh my gosh. Keeping that in mind, I have not been back to my cabin yet. I thought about yesterday, but then I didn't want to drive up there knowing we were driving to Minneapolis next week. But now that we're not driving to Minneapolis next week, we'll see. We need to check. I need to see if any woodland creatures have taken up residence in my home away from home. Anyway, oh my gosh. So that was the iguana story. It did not try to eat me exactly. Also, did you hear about Cousin It? Because that's really the story of this event. So Cousin It, do you know who Cousin It is? Cousin It is what we decided to name Kelly's bangs, the fake ones. So that was also pretty funny. She had these bangs um, and you know, she did really good with them. We were there to make sure she was gonna look good and it was all gonna be okay. So she wore them the first day, I guess. Well, let's see. Let me look at my pictures. Um, she did have them on, I think oh no, she had her hat. She had her hat that day. And then the next day, I think is when she wore her bangs. But you know, it's like tiring to constantly worry about them and everything. Let's see. Yeah, she had them on. There she, look at, so natural. Those look good, right? I thought she did a really good job with those. You can't even tell. And then Barb was like, you got to wash them. Like it's hair. It's like real hair. And you know, you don't want them to get greasy because you're touching your hair and constantly. So I have a picture of Barb, but we decided not to post it, of Barb who is like hair drying the bangs. But I got out of the shower the first day after she wore them and she had them sitting. I think you saw the picture. And I was just like, whoa, because it just was not what I was expecting to see, these bangs just sitting there. And so that gave us a lot of giggles. And she did like shampoo them and blow dry them and then wore them again. But that was pretty funny. And I think we decided she's doing pretty good. Her bangs have grown, for sure they've grown. And I think she might be back. I don't know. Did she have them on Sunday? I didn't check. But we had quite a good laugh about that one. But she did wear her hat a couple of times because it's just such a pain to keep them, and her little clips were falling out. We did have to go get not a Brett. Well, actually Barb suggested a Brett, but we got bobby pins for her hair. It was she did wear them. Okay. That's funny. And we all agreed that this little situation would 100% not have gone well if Barb was the one who'd cut her hair like that. Like Barb was like, yeah, I don't think I would have gone on the trip. And I would have. I mean, I probably would have just worn a hat or something. I don't know. It was just funny. Of all the people to have this happen to, Kelly was probably the one who could handle it the best. But I did feel bad that on top of all the things she has going on, she had to deal with that. So it was a lot. But she handled it like a champ that she is. Anyway, it just was so nice to be with them. I was really glad that we were all together. Oh my gosh. I'm laughing because there is this snake story brewing in the comments, and I just need to see this. Okay. Snakes really freak me out. Your son brought home a corn snake and never told you. Had to go in the basement to shut off the water, and this saw a snake over 5 inches long. Freaked me out. Yeah. 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 That's not okay. When the snake was loose in the attic, no one in the family told me. If I had gone in there and came out, I would have had a skylight in my head. You cannot have reptiles in a home without the most important person in the household knowing, the mom. Goodness. That's wild. Oh my goodness. Kelly, or I'm sorry, this is Patricia. Patricia, I think you need to sit down and have a discussion with your family. This sounds like it wasn't a recent thing, though. Maybe you already have. All right. Let's see. So we learned some really cool stuff at our event. One of the things we were talking about is how to use Chat GPT in our businesses, and it was things to like save us time in our business, which I found to be the most valuable part of the event. And also, one of the goals that I set for myself was to stamp. And you might think that's a weird goal, but as it turns out, I rarely stamp anything that is for something other than my like my lives, my classes, or events. I literally almost never stamp anything outside of those things. So every Monday, I am going to do some stamping just stamping for fun. And I'm really excited about it because I honestly, I haven't done it for so long. And I feel like I've been in a little bit of a funk stamp wise, just because so much of what I do day to day is like administrative stuff. And I don't get to make the cute things all the time. And I miss that, that's the fun part of stamping. So, anyway, so today was the first day, and I stamped until noon, and I loved it. I came up with some really fun projects, including one of the cards we're going to make tonight. And I'm excited to share that with you. And I also stamped some things. It turned out for some other stuff that I have coming up, but I really liked them. Like I changed some projects because I came up with some better things for my upcoming class. I'm kind of excited about that. So I really love when stamping works out like that for me, and it's been a hot minute since it has. And so I love that this event kind of helped make that happen for me. That just really made me very happy because, like I said, I've kind of been in this funk about stamping. I just haven't been able to do it enough. Okay, so anywho, all right. Now, let me flip my camera around because I've got some fun things to share with you. Let's see here. Let's see. Janet says, you are very lucky to have such a great friendship with Kelly and Barb. It is really something that I do very much cherish, and I can't, I don't know that I would have made it without them this long, if you know what I mean. They are just truly my very best friends in this world. And I love them dearly. And yes, I am very, very grateful. I very much believe that God puts people in your life when you need them. And I definitely believe that about those two because they have been such an incredible part of my life and my Stampin' Up! Story. So I'm very grateful for both of them. Okay. So Lisa says your daughter uses ChatGPT. I think it is one of those things where, okay, so this is funny. I don't know. Did I ever tell you guys that my son says the kids on his team call him ChatGPT? because he's pretty smart. He has his father's brain, that is for sure. Anyway, I knew of it and I've used it for a couple things, but didn't really understand how to use it or what the potential of it is. And I'm sure that I'm only scratching the surface. Also, I'm very wary of it, by the way. I'm not a huge, I don't want to say believer. I don't know if all of this AI is for good or not. I definitely don't think it is overall. So I am learning what it's can be used for. And cautiously being able to use it. I love the idea that it can help me and save me some time in my business because I think that's really important. And so anyway, we learned some really cool stuff about it that I did not understand or even know it existed. But yeah. Anyway, okay. His mom is no slouch in the brain department. I like to think I bring street cred to the game. I think some people who are very, very highly intellectual, very, very intelligent, like my son and my husband and even my daughter, sometimes lack the common sense factor. Now, I'm not telling you that any of them are lacking in common sense, but sometimes I wonder. I'll just say that. And I feel like that's what I bring to the table as well as my delightful creativity. Okay. Yeah, I would say I'm no dummy, but they just are scary smart. Like Andy's scary smart. Like it's very scary. And frankly, so is Carl. All right. So anyway, as you know, the mini catalog is going on right now. It is wonderful. We've got all kinds of fun things happening. By the way, we also did some work. We stayed a couple extra days and did work together, the three of us, and we came up with some fun new things for the upcoming year. So I'm very excited about that. You'll be hearing about that soon. But Wednesday, we have our monthly Stamp Happy party. We obviously postponed it to this week because we were out of town. And I think it is going to be really fun. We have a really cool project for this month that we're all making. We also have our Pop-Up Petals online class coming out at the end of this month. This is going to be a really great class and can't wait for you to share with the fun of these dies. The projects are really fun. The dies make pop-ups inside your card, which are really fun. So it'll be exciting to see how those come together. I think you're going to love it. Also, as you probably even gathered just from the comments, there is a Stamp Happy live tonight after my live, roughly, and with Kelly. So you can log into the Stamp Happy live tab for the information on that. And then I have one next week, so I'm excited about that. I also just happen to have one fall watercolor retreat box left. I think the link is in the description of this video, but if you are interested, please let me know. I do have one box left. It will be pretty awesome. Not gonna lie, you won't want to miss it. It includes a gorgeous watercolor palette, all kinds of fabulous goodies and supplies, and incredible videos and projects. So all of it is accessible on my watercolor website. It will be pretty cool. So if you're interested in that, either there's a link in the description of this video, and if there's not, just message me if you are interested. It was a really wonderful event. And actually, we have a live. I haven't scheduled it yet. I think I'm going to push it till December just because of Thanksgiving. But we're going to do a live. If you were either attending in person or virtually, I'm going to do a live for everybody because there's a project that's not on the website yet that I'm going to do in that live. So it'll be pretty cool. Okay. Also, don't forget that when you order through the Creativity Cave, you can get all kinds of fun goodies, including Stampin Rewards from Stampin Up, free invitation to our Stamp Happy party. So when you order in November, you'll get to attend the December event. Plus, you'll get the All-Star Video Class Bundle when you spend $50 or more. And when you spend $75 or more, you will get an extra goodie from me in the mail. So watch for that. Also, our Stamp Happy party, or I'm sorry, what am I saying? I'm not thinking with my brain. Our our Sunshine and Creativity Delivered box. First off, if you are a subscriber, the November boxes, I believe, should make it out this week. And then for those of you who are subscribers or would like to, our next box is going to feature the Friendly Foliage bundle, which is really exciting. And I believe we're going to make a card with this tonight. So I'm kind of excited about that. Okay, and I think, oh, and then here is our All-Star video class bundle. The All-Star PDF is with the Lights of Aurora. And actually, you could make, now, if you had the DSP, you could actually make these cards with a few other bundles that we've had in the past, including, we have one right now called, ooh, I was just rearranging my stamp sets. I want to say, oh, what was it? I want to say it's Scenic is in the name. And I was thinking you could probably substitute some of these projects with that bundle. Scenic Adventure. Whew, I thought of it. But I really like this one. This one has kind of some unique dies to it. And of course, the DSP is just incredible. So anyway, it's a really fun PDF. Okay. Now, as you probably know, we introduced some new online exclusives. This month, we have this gorgeous Brushed with Beauty collection, the Hobby Haven suite, and I made a fun card last time when my live got so abruptly cut off. I also just realized that my ribbon fell off of here. And I don't know where it went to, but we'll have to get it back on. There's supposed to be a ribbon right there. Anyway, this is from the Hobby Haven suite. And then, as mentioned, we've got a couple more bundles. The Friendly Foliage is what we're going to do in our Sunshine and Creativity Delivered subscription. So if you are not subscribed to that, make sure to get subscribed by the end of this month to get that next box. Okay. Now that we've chatted about all of those wonderful things, let's get to some fun goodies that I'm going to share with you. Got just a few things. I still have a few more things for my watercolor retreat that I want to share. I don't know if I showed this one or not. I don't think so. This is a fun little, I don't know, what do you call these? Flower towels? I love this, but it's a little towel. And I want to say this was, oh my gosh, now I'm blanking. Did this come from Lee? I feel like Lee gave this out at our event. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, I thought it was really cool. She had these embroidered on there, which was so fun. So we enjoyed that, and I'm super excited about that little towel. And I'm going to use it to clean my brush off, you know. I think that's kind of a good use for that little towel. Then I got this, and I got to put this back together so you can see how clever this was. So I got this from Rachel, and it's this cute little bag that she made. And then it came like this, folded with the card. And then, let's see if I can do this the way she had it, because it was just so clever how she had this on here. So you fold the bag over, and then I bet she wrapped it around once like this. So once to close the bag and once to hold the card to the front, and then tied. How clever is that? So the card is held onto the bag. Like, I just think that's so stinking cute. So it's just a little gift bag. Okay. And then, oh, the towels were from Branda. Thank you, Sherry. Oh my gosh. I appreciate that. All right. Then I'm going to open this up. And then inside she had this cute little ornament with the palette, which of course I love. And then this fun little card. So isn't that cute? So sweet. And this cute little pull-out painting and everything. So anyway, so this was from Rachel. So that was just so much fun. I'm very excited about my ornament. But I just thought the bag was so clever too. So I thought you guys would like seeing that. Then another little treasure. This was from Nancy. And this is just a cute little gift tote. And I thought this was also really clever. She made this super cute little ribbon thingy with a hair clip. And then the clip just goes in there. And how fun is that? And then you can like use it to close the bag, you know, like this. Like, how clever is that? I just thought that was really fun. So this is with the ornately pines, or, you know, whatever that DSP is. I can't remember anything. Anyway, she made these super cute tags so you can like write on the back, and there's watercolored trees on the front, which are just so dang fun. How awesome is that? And then, of course, the back sides of each of these have room to write. So I just think this was such a cute little gift. And she had a couple different versions of them, so that was really fun. Then this is a little gift I got from one of my uplines in Stampin' Up for our little event, and she put some of these little post-it holders in here, but it's just a notebook, which was super cute. So I thought that was really sweet. So thank you. That is from Denise, and she's just the best. Oh my gosh. Then this is an ornament that one of my team members made. And how cool is this? I've done something kind of similar to this before, but this is maybe something we could do coming up. And how cool is that? It's all with designer series paper. I just think it is so beautiful. And you can see there's some Wink Estella on here, and then like a button in the center to kind of finish it off, and some ribbon. So such a fun little ornament. So cute. This is from Natalie, who's on my team. And isn't it just beautiful? She did such a beautiful job. Then I came home to this beautiful card. This is also from Nancy, who made that little gift bag of tags here. And this is our new Brushed with Beauty collection of products. And she made this big, beautiful card. This is like a 5x7 card. And isn't that just gorgeous? So thank you for such a lovely card. And also, did I tell you what my team did for me, you guys? I don't know. I bet I didn't, because I think I received this gift after I was live. So I got, do I have the card? I bet the card's upstairs. It is. I got the most incredible card from the people who were at my team event and watercolor retreat. A bunch of them chipped in and sent me 2 gift cards in this beautiful, just beautiful card with a beautiful fall leaf painted on it, or watercolored on it. Anyway, and inside the card, you guys, I about died, were 2 gift cards. One was to our favorite restaurant, and this is one of those places where like we go once a year, if that, because it's, you know, it's pretty nice. And so I got to take Andy there on his birthday, which was the day before I left. So that was nice. And we had a lovely, lovely dinner. And then they also gave me a gift card to my massage place, and I have not been to her in like since summer, like early summer. So I'm super excited about that. And they gave me enough that I can go twice, maybe even 3 times. So I'm pretty excited. So that was just such an unexpected and just delightful gift. So thank you to all of those dear, dear people who contributed to such a lovely gift. I really appreciate that. Speaking of, I got another beautiful card. This is from Ellen, who was on my at my watercolor retreat. She actually lives here in Iowa, and she was so sweet. Thank you so much for this, Ellen. I love the card. You are doing just so lovely in your painting. Oh, this is fun. This is an ornament that Karen, who's on my team, made. She watercolored this poinsettia, which is just gorgeous. And isn't that beautiful? So it's with our gold, like, or I don't know what these are called, brass hoops or gold hoops from the mini, or actually these are from online exclusives, but they were part of that modern Christmas suite of products. And isn't this just stunning? It's so beautiful. So I can't wait to put this on my ornament. In fact, I think we need to decorate for the holidays here at the cave. I also got this fun little treat bag. Isn't this cute? This features Hershey nuggets, and I love how the window was cut out so you could see the nuggets inside. So I think that's just such a wonderful use of our designer series paper. So a very, very cute project. This is from Beth, who's on my team. And here is another fun little goodie. This is hot cocoa with a little a cookie decoration, a cookie ornament, or oh my gosh, what am I even saying? A cookie cutter. Seriously, it's not actually an ornament. But anyway, so she made the coordinating painted star, and then there's actually fun little things you can do with cookie ornaments. So I gotta stop saying cookie ornaments, cookie cutters. What is wrong with me? Anyway, so I thought this was a fun little gift. This is from Shelly. And then this is one final cute little thing. This is from Kim, and she made this out of, I don't know, like, I guess there's clay that you can work with. Like, that's kind of fun. Anyway, it's a brush rest, in case you're like, what? So you can rest your brush so it doesn't roll around on your table and whatnot. But how fun is that? So she made these, and I thought they were so cute. And she painted them, obviously, to coordinate with the best color. So anyway, I thought, you saw it's rolling, not when you stick it in the brush rest. How cool is that? So I thought this was really fun. So thank you to Kim for that. So many fun little treats and treasures. And I think that's all I've got for today. I've got a few more things, but I'll save them because we've got things to do. All right. So one of the cards that I made, well, I had gotten some requests. Sorry, I just got to move those out of the way. I've gotten some requests to create another card with the Builder Blossoms stamp set, which I love this set. I think it's so dang cute. And so, of course, I was happy to oblige with another project featuring this set. So one of the things, I was actually playing with this one this morning and having just a grand old time. And so I wanted to show you what I came up with. First of all, it's a nice break from like all the fall and whatnot. So I thought this was kind of a good wintry kind of card. And I'm going to start myself with a half a sheet of Bubble Bath cardstock, because Bubble Bath, as you know, is not exactly a fall color. So I'm very excited about it. I took the Damask embossing folder and just embossed a 4 by 5 1/4 to put on here. Actually, this might be 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Sometimes I like to do that. And we'll just go ahead and adhere that with some of my seal. I love this folder. It's just kind of a pretty nice little, it's not too busy, but it's not too, you know, it's just a nice pattern. It's a nice background. Okay. All right. So there's that. I'm going to set that aside for right now. And then I'm going to pull in my stamps, and I'm going to start with some black Memento. You could definitely do this with like Secret Sea if you wanted, but this will work. And let's see. I need, ooh, did I put this away? I must have. So I'm going to use this piercing mat because my table is kind of bumpy, and we're going to use the kind of the stamp. I want to make sure shows. Okay. So, or stamps, you know, nicely. So I'm just going to stamp the center of this flower kind of offset on here like so, again, in my black Memento ink. Then I'm going to take this image, which is like a 3-petal flower, and some Bubble Bath ink. Now, my Bubble Bath ink pad is a little juicy because it's been fairly recently re-inked. So I'm just going to work the ink into the ink pad a little bit, and that will give me really good impressions with my stamp. Okay, and then I'm just going to pull this dog hair off of here. Oh, my dogs. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this on, and what I'm trying to do is put the petals over that, you know, so they line up with this kind of point. Hopefully that makes sense. And they can overlap a little bit, and they will look just lovely on here. And because we're thinking ahead, we're also going to stamp the inside of our card. So I've got a 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm just going to do kind of a partial here, and we'll repeat this where we will stamp on here. So I just want the base of these petals to touch. So there's like a center ring, and then there's kind of these whatever petals. I want the base of this stamp to touch the ring. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Okay. And I like overlapping just a little bit on here because I think it looks nice. And voila. Now there is definitely some texture in this stamp, so you'll see that on here. There's darker and lighter areas. Okay, so now that all looks beautiful, right? We could stop there, but we're not going to. We are going to do another round of petals. And, you know, I did my sample in Petunia Pop. I wonder if we could try Fresh Freesia and see how that looks. I don't know. It could be a complete disaster. We'll see. So what I want to do is on my scrap of paper here, I'm going to stamp one more of those centers, and then this time I'm going to do Fresh Freesia, and then we're going to decide if we like it or not, because you never know. This might turn out to be a horrible idea. Ooh, but it might not. And I don't have any Petunia Pop on my card. See, I was using Petunia Pop, so we're just testing the waters, and then I'll let you tell me what you think, because I know you will. But there is Petunia Pop. Or we could do, no, this is Petunia Pop. This is Fresh Freesia. What do we think? I think I might like Petunia Pop better. Let's try it on the inside because, you know, if it's on the inside, it won't make much difference. We're just going to do a second layer of these little petals on here. And let me know what you think. Do you like that slightly lighter, or should we do the slightly darker? So that's Fresh Freesia. This is Petunia Pop. Let me know what you think. Freesia's the lighter. Petunia Pop is the darker one I have here. But isn't this pretty? Oh, I just love the light pinky purple colors. I think they're so, so wonderful. All right, I'm seeing Fresh Freesia. One vote for Petunia Pop, 2 votes for Petunia Pop. It looks like most of you are saying Fresh Freesia, so we're going to go with it. I will show you what the Petunia Pop looks because I do have a sample of it. Okay, so let's finish this off with our Fresh Freesia. So again, we're just going to go around the edges here, overlapping the small petal on top. So we've got like double petals, and there's actually a medium size petal that's a little bit bigger than this. Okay, so that looks very nice. Then what I wanted to do is I loved the look of this, but I thought it was a little boring. So I wanted to add something to it. And for a sentiment set, I decided to bring in the Simply Said. This set just is one I come back to over and over and over again. It's got just some nice basic sentiments. So we're going to stamp Let's Celebrate. And I'm going to stamp that right there. And then like this, we're just going to kind of go down the card like so, creating a little bit of a background. Oh, also, I did re-ink my memento pad here, and it's a little juicy. Just be careful. And I know some of you are probably like, oh my gosh, why are you ruining it? It's okay. It's okay. So I just love that look. All right, so we've got that on there. But then, of course, we've kind of taken away from this a little bit. So that's why we stamped this on our scrap paper here. It wasn't just to test it. It was also to cut this out. So I'm just going to fussy cut this real quick. And you want, I'm leaving like a little bit of a border. And depending on how you stamped on your card, you might get a little bit of a border or you might not. It just sort of comes down to how you stamped things. There we go. All right, and then I'm going to put that back on top. So that kind of, it's going to cover everything. In my sample, it didn't quite cover everything, but you'll see. Okay, so now that I've got that on top, I'm going to pop that up. But let's go ahead and adhere it to some black cardstock. So my white panel is 3 by 4, and then my black panel is 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. And we're just gonna place that on there like so, and then we're going to put this onto our card. Popped up, let's see here, like so. Okay. There we go. Now I do want to take and spritz this just a little bit with my black marker. Okay, I'm going to move that. And we'll just spritz a little. Okay, so we've got some fun little black spritzies. And then we'll use our Wink of Stella. Let's see, I'm going to put that on there to get some shimmer on here. You know I love a good wink of Stella. Okay. And then I'm going to pop up my flower, but I think I'm just going to give it a little wiggle here to give it some dimension. So I'm just kind of wiggling each of these for a little shabby chic effect, if you will, and I'll put a dimensional on there and place it on like so. Okay. Now we've got these beautiful frosted iridescent dots, which I just love. And let's see here. Where's my take your pick tool? Oh my gosh, you guys, I was out of regular size dimensionals. I had to restock. Don't worry, I put 5 packs in my holder, so we should be good for a while now. Okay, so we've got these ones and these ones that will match so beautifully. So I'm going to put one of those in the center here, and then just a couple more on my card. I think she needs one more. Like that. Okay, and then, of course, we pre-stamped the inside. All right, and I've got my other sentiment that says birthday wishes. Like that. So cute. So we'll put that to the inside of our card. And I think this is just lovely. And a great way to use this set. So if you haven't gotten the Builder Blossoms, I think it is such an easy way to stamp. So we used this one and this one and this one. But then there's this medium-sized one, and then there's this single petal. So lots of fun can be had with this stamp set. I really encourage you to get it if you haven't. It's so easy to work with. That's what I love about it. So we've done lots of other things with it. Here's another one. I think I did this in a live once, just showing some of the things you could do. Like here's where one of the leaves is, or petals is coming out. So just lots of things you can do with this one. Anyway, all right, so there's that. That's our first card. Okay, next up, get my stamps out of the way here. Okay. Now, speaking of cute little cards, I wanted to show you this one. This features ooh, it's my are my thingies not in here? Oh dear. Oh, we might not be doing this one. Oh wait. Phew, I just grabbed the wrong set. All the thingies are here. Okay, so I don't know if you were aware of this, but our Paper Pumpkin subscribers can get a little set of dies once a quarter. I think the set of dies is like $12, and it's cute little things, and they all coordinate with the 3 months of Paper Pumpkin kits. So it's a really great deal. And so that's what we're going to use on this card. So I'm going to start by folding my card in half. And I've got a lovely basic beige. And what I love about this card in particular is that you can totally do this with, or this can work as like a spring or a winter card, in my opinion, or even a fall card. Honestly, it's pretty just all purpose. Now I am going to use a couple of our new products from this month's release. On this one, I'm just grabbing my stamp sets so you can see the whole set. Okay. So one of them is the Swirled Designs. Now this set is so much fun. Oh my goodness. I've been having a really good time with this. First of all, this is for sure my kind of stamp set. But I really love the different designs in that. So we're going to use the cute little flowers here and then the little hash type lines. And then I'm also going to use the banner sayings. Now this set comes in a bundle with the new banner punch, which if you want this set, I would get it sooner than later because I feel like this punch is for sure one that's going to sell out. Absolutely. Just because it's so versatile. So I really love this punch. So we're going to use that. So first off, the die pieces right here, these three things came from that little Paper Pumpkin set of dies that I was talking about. You do need to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber in order to purchase them, but they're really fun. And I think it's a great perk of being a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. Anyway, then I've got Petal Pink and Timid Tiger, which are two of my just favorite colors. Together, they're so pretty. And then they look really nice with our basic beige background. All right. So on here, I'm going to do a little stamping. Just grabbing my stamps real quick. One more. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to take my Petal Pink ink and just create a nice little subtle background on here with this little hashtaggy or I don't know, hash marky kind of stamp. So I'll stamp that a couple of times like that. And then I'll take this little liney stamp. Don't you like my official names for all of these images? Like that. Just create a little bit of a background, so nothing fancy. Then I'm going to grab some crumb cake ink, and I'm going to stamp on this tag just a little bit. So let me set that aside for a moment. And we've got these cute little outline flowers. So I'm just going to stamp those on here a few times to create a little background. That's probably enough. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp Sending Love also in crumb cake, though you could also stamp it in your basic beige, because this is a basic beige punched from our little punch here. Okay, now let's put all of this together on our card. We've done all of the hard stuff. Let's do the easy stuff. So I'm going to adhere the layers together. So this is a 3 3/4 by 5 inch piece of petal pink, a 4 by 5 1/4 timid tiger. And again, it goes on the basic beige card like so. Then I'm going to put my tag on here, popped up, of course. And I think I'm going to put one more. There we go. And we want, you know, some of our background that we stamped on here to show. Okay, then I'm going to pop up my little sentiment here. Ooh, it sounds like you guys have this but haven't played with it. So good. Okay, so that's super cute. And then here we go with this. Now, your little leaf we can put on with just a glue dot. So I'm going to place that right there. And then our flower we can pop up on here because there's just never enough dimensionals in my opinion. And I just love how cute that is on there. Okay, then I'm going to use some of my antique pearls for this because they just are the perfect touch to this. And so I think this is such a great card because, of course, I think it looks great for fall, but you could use these colors or change up the colors for a more wintry looking card, whatever you want. It's just such a beautiful card if you ask me. Okay, so I did a medium pearl on there. And then my final touch is going to be some of the basic beige ribbon. Oh, so cute. So I'm just going to tie a little bow and then we're going to add it to our tag. And what a simple, simple card. Again, this would be so pretty with, you know, different colors. You could do Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock. You could do, you know, with the same beige and crumb cake, you could do, you know, like the shades of purple we were using on our first card. That would be beautiful. You could do, you can make it a little earthier by going with Cajun Craze and Timid Tiger, or you could make it brighter by doing like Melon Mambo and Flirty Flamingo or Poppy Parade or like pumpkin pie or calypso core, you know, like an orangey shade with the hot pink shade. You know, just so many different possibilities. By the way, this was Granny Apple Green. I think I said that, but I'm not sure. Anyway, how gorgeous is this? Now on the inside of our card, we can still add our little kind of crosshatch designs, but instead of stamping them in a dirty ink pad, we're gonna go ahead and use a clean one. Just, you know, why not? So, ooh, I think I just cleaned all my stamp cleaner. This one's like dry. I think they're in my bathroom. So I will grab a good old Stampin' Scrub for this, and we will do it the old-fashioned way with my Stampin' Mist and everything. I do prefer a chamois for most things, but actually I still use my Stampin' Scrubs. They're really good for getting things like white ink or Versamark ink off of your stamps. Sometimes that makes them real sticky. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in some basic beige. Oh, I'm glad you like the color combo because it is really fun. And see, I need to stamp on my my Pierce mat sometimes because this gets, my bumpy table kind of messes things up a little bit. Anyway, I'll just probably do that for the inside. So not a ton, but oh, so pretty. And honestly, you could even put a layer of cardstock of like that petal pink on the inside if you wanted. Like instead of a white layer, it's, you know, lots of options. All right, so that's our second card. So fun. All right, and then let me close up my ink pads. Then we're going to do one more card. Gosh, I'm not actually doing any Christmas cards today. I was going to, but I think we're going to hold off. I've got kind of a wintry snowflake card for next time because I really want to make this card because we are supposed to make this during our last live when I got so rudely cut off. Okay, so for that, let me grab my goodies here. Okay, this card is one of my faves. All right, so I'm going to start with a Secret C card base, which I think you can all agree is a good idea, right? Secret C is just always a good idea. Then what I'm going to do is grab, a nice contrasting color. Oh, but where is my stamp? Well, that is not good. Why is my stamp missing? Is it in my case? Oh, it is in my case. That's why. Whew! I was really worried there. I put it back for when I was gone. I did actually clean my desk up a little bit for when I was gone, so I'm kind of proud of myself for that. Okay. Alrighty. Now, do you want to do a thinking of you or a get well soon card? Let me know in the comments, and then we can make that happen. All right, and we're also going to use one other stamp on this one, the Lasting Linen Background stamp. So this is kind of a first. This is a background in photopolymer, so that's kind of fun. I'm kind of digging that. Okay. All right. Thinking of you, for the most part, is what you guys are saying, so we can do that. All right, I'm going to pick up my stamp here with my block. All right, and oh, I don't know where my sample went. I could probably do it without my sample, but it just helps to have it sometimes, you know? Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is take and stamp this with some crushed curry ink onto a scrap of vanilla. One of the things I actually get asked quite a bit is if I will do cards with vanilla cardstock, because maybe you have some and you don't know what to do with it. Well, here is your opportunity. I'm going to learn from my mistakes and grab my little Pierce mat here. So because this is a nice big photopolymer stamp, I don't want to mess it up. Okay, there we go. Oh, perfect. Except for that, but nobody will know. All right, so we've got our stamp stamped. And then what's really interesting are the dies that go with this. They will cut out either just the outline, or they will cut out the background. So you can do both, or one, or either, like that. So they'll basically take out the background but leave, you know, the stamped part behind. We are going to do just this piece for today's project, but I just love that you have options here with this bundle. I think that's really kind of interesting how they designed that. So I'm going to take a Post-it to hold this in place, and then we'll run it through our machine real quick. Mary said vanilla is cardstock is good for fall cards. Absolutely. I think it's good for a lot of different cards, but for sure fall. I mean, that's the easy no-brainer. But I think like this kind of card could go for any season, really. Okay, now, well, this is weird. I don't know where my multi-purpose platform is. How does this stuff happen to me? And why is it always during my lives? Okay, let me dig out my machine here. Like, what would it be? Where would I have put it? Goodness. I've been die cutting. See, this is what happens when you stamp in your own stamp room. You lose things. I know you guys probably think I'm one of the most unorganized people on earth, but it's actually not true. Oh, goodness. It was there the whole time. I am just crazy. Maybe I'm blind. Maybe that's the problem. Trust me when I say this will all so be worth it in the end. Okay, so I've stamped and die cut my beautiful image. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, next up, let's see if I can remember my sample since I don't have it here. Next up, we are going to take this beautiful background and we're going to ink it up with some Secret Sea ink. Pretty sure I did this in Secret Sea. And I will bring my Pierce mat in here one more time. And this is kind of a fun technique too, where you ink up a stamp. Okay. And then I'm going to put my cardstock on here. And then I'm just going to press in a few spots and then pick my cardstock up. And so it's not an even inking. Isn't that cool? This is the Lasting Linen stamp set. Okay. So these are all from the online exclusives that came out earlier this month. Okay, so now we've got this fun little background and we are going to adhere it to our cardstock. And if memory serves, this is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and then we're going to attach it to a 4 by 5 1/4 Secret Sea. Okay, and then to just jazz it up a little, we're going to do a little distressing. So I'm going to carefully take my snips and open my snips up, and I'm just going to run the blade across my cardstock, not like crazy, just a little to distress it. You don't even have to go all the way around, just a little on each edge, and that just kind of adds a nice little touch. Okay, then we'll take our coordinating Secret Sea ribbon, which I also love. And I'm going to tie a bow on here. And I'm just getting the placement for this. By the way, you can also stamp off this if it's too dark for you. I think actually in my original I did stamp it off, but we're going to make this work just fine. Okay, so tying my bow like that. And that looks good. And I want it to lay like this because I want it to go alongside this piece right here, which is just perfect. Okay, then what I'm going to do is pop this up. Let's see. Oh, here are my dimensionals. Like so onto my card. Like that. Oh, but wait, there's more. Oh, not putting that down quite yet because I forgot the most important part. I'm going to take a 2 3/8 inch circle, punch, and punch a circle. I was supposed to do it out of this layer, but since we already glued it, we'll just grab a scrap. I like using the layer because then that kind of saves on paper, but it's not the end of the world. So you would punch that out of that layer, and then we will crumple this up. Mary says using that background stamp and applying ink here and there with a sponge dauber would be a nice, yes, and you could do different colors with a sponge dauber too, so that is a great idea. Okay, I'm going to just add my little circle right here under my ribbon and then put this over the top, and it just kind of adds a nice little extra something something on there. Okay, and then we've got our beautiful ribbon and everything. And then I'm just looking, do I have, oh, I had a little, I can't find it. I had a little teeny piece of vanilla cardstock. Let me see if I have a scrap. I don't see one. That's okay. We'll just trim a little piece. So what I'm going to do is take, if I can find it, goodness. Let's see. Oh, goodness. Oh, let's see. I think I'm going to do Sending Love, and then we'll put Thinking of You on the inside of our card. Okay, so I'm just going to trim out a little sliver. Goodness, you wouldn't think this would be so hard. There we go. That is a 3/8 inch piece of Very Vanilla, which I'm going to trim so I can add my sentiment to it. And, oh, for goodness sakes, I've lost my sentiment, my stamp set. How do I do this, you guys? And the worst part is I thought I was so organized coming into my little live here, and that's usually when everything goes awry. So before I panic, I'm just going to tidy up a little here and there, and it should show back up, I hope. All right, I've got my, well, I need my stamp pad. Honest to goodness, what could I have done with it? This is, well, we could stamp our background, or inside of our card, I should say. Oh, here's my stamp set. It was with my ink, my dies. That's why. Okay. Phew. All right. Just gonna grab a block for this and this, and we're gonna take and use our crushed curry on here because I think this is just so pretty for the inside of our card. I just love these little stamps. Isn't that just gorgeous? And then thinking of you. On the inside. Oh, look at that. So nice. And then sending love on the outside. And I kind of love, sending love is just such a good sentiment, you know? Okay, so I want this to be just a skosh longer than this panel. So I'm gonna just trim it right here. Here we go. And I will stamp that like that in my Secret C. And then just like I did before, I'm actually gonna take and put a little, just a little dimension on this panel, just the teeniest bit, because I think it is such a nice touch. And then we're going to adhere it to our card. Okay. I didn't panic about my missing stamp, so that was good. Okay, so there's that. All right, now let's put this all together. We're going to put this on the inside of our card. Like so. And this is going to go on the outside of our card. And I fear it is a little crooked. So let's see if we can fix that. Because nobody wants a crooked card. All right. And then we'll embellish. And I think I'm going to use those antique pearls again, because they will be really pretty. And I just love that extra little touch of that little edge being kind of roughed up. It just kind of adds to the overall look of this card. Okay, now my pearls are still right here. And we will just add a few of these. To our card. One more up here. Like that. Oh, so pretty. Isn't that just the best? All right, now let me show you my projects. So we didn't do any Christmas cards tonight. I guess I kind of meant to do a Christmas card, but oh well. I really like the projects I had for you, so I hope you're going to love them too. They are just so much fun. So again, using some new things and some not quite as new things, but very pretty, if I can say so myself. And I've got a little bit of a mess to pick up here. Let's just say this is not the tidiest of lives, but that always means we did well if there is a mess left behind, I think. That is a good indication that we had a good time. So I hope you loved these projects. Now keep in mind, if you would like to buy any of the supplies to create these at home, please shop my online store. There's a link in the description of this video. And you will receive some fun goodies with me when you shop online. I really appreciate your orders. It helps me out so, so much. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Otherwise, I will see you right back here next Monday. And thanks so much for stamping with me today, friends. I think you'll see me again yet this week with another video. We'll just see. I think I've got a little something that I was working on that I wanted to share with you. So I think we'll do that a little bit later this week. All right, friends, have a great week. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you soon. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe to my channel. It does mean so much. It helps so much when you do those things. So thank you so much for being here, friends. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.